Good morning, students. So as you know, you already learned in 9th standard, that is number system. So what do you mean by number system? Number system you already learned means what? That first the number system comes under first natural numbers. So natural numbers means what? The number starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on like that. So this is called as numbers, natural numbers. Then afterwards what? The numbers contains the starts from 0 means what? These are whole numbers. So whole numbers means what? The number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So these are both are positives. Afterwards next, if the numbers are negative, if the numbers are contains negative means we call what? Integers. So here Z is the letter to refer the integer numbers. So integer numbers contains what? It starts from 0 and goes on right side is the positive numbers. So +1, +2, +3 likewise. And likewise it comes on the left hand side, that is -1, -2, -3, -4 likewise. So these numbers we called as integers. Afterwards next word, rational numbers. Rational numbers means what? In lower classes you already learned, that is fraction numbers. So you know already that fractions, proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction likewise. So these numbers we called as rational numbers. So here the rational number means what? The rational numbers means the numbers which contains P by Q form. So the numbers is in the form of P by Q, we called as rational numbers. So likewise the 1 by 2, 3 by 4 likewise. So last it is P by Q. So which are the number it contains the P by Q form, numerator and denominator, that numbers we called as rational numbers. Then again one of the number is there, that is irrational number. So irrational number means what? Irrational number means what? It's the opposite. That is what? The numbers which doesn't contains P by Q form. So we call that as, it is as irrational numbers. For example, irrational numbers means √3, √2, √3, √5 likewise. So this is called as example of irrational number. So this is also the letter referred as Q dash. So this is Q means rational number, Q dash means irrational number. So here the operations of natural number, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers together we called as a total, we called it as a real number. So real numbers means in mathematics, a real number is a value of continuous quantity that can represent a distance along a line. It means line is what? This is a number line. So in 9th standard you already learned that is number line. So number line contains what? All the whole numbers, natural numbers, integers, positive and negative numbers. Okay? So students, in 9th standard you learn that is how to show the irrational number on a number line and the laws of that real laws of exponents, that is also in the irrational number. So now it is continued topic in 10th standard, that is Euclid's division lemma. So Euclid, you know Euclid? Euclid is a father of geometry. So he also done in arithmetics also he done so many work. So now here Euclid done a lemma he called as Euclid's division algorithm or Euclid's division lemma. Okay. So he given that theorem. So theorem 1.1 it says that what? Euclid's division lemma. So it states that given positive integer a and b, there exists unique integer q and r. So you know this is what you already learned in lower classes, that is division only. Okay, division means what? See, this relation Euclid division lemma is given what? Relation is what? A is equals to b into q plus r. Okay, a is equals to b into q plus r. So it means what? A means dividend, then b means divisor, q means quotient and r means remainder. So now for example, you already learned, I told that you already learned in lower classes, that is division only. So what? See, 7 divides 3. So a is what? 7 means what? A, that is dividend and this is divisor. So by using this we have to follow the division method, that is 3 2s are like, so 3 2s are how much? That is 6. So 7 minus 6, that is 1. So here this is dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. So the relation is given what? A is equals to b into q plus r. So is what? Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. For example, that is verification. So we have to verify what? LHS is equal to RHS. That is verification. A is equals to b into q plus r. So A is what? Dividend. That is what? 7. So is equals to b means what? Divisor. That is 3. Afterwards Q quotient means 2 plus what? Remainder is 1. So LHS is what? 7. Then 3 2s are 6 plus 1. That is 6 plus 1 is 7. So LHS is equal to RHS. So LHS is equal to RHS holds good means this relation is correct. So this relation A is equals to B into Q plus R is given by Euclid. Okay, this relation we call as Euclid's division lemma. Students, example 1. Example 1 is that use Euclid's division algorithm to find the HCF of 42 and 455. So you know different methods of to finding the HCF. Okay, but here in Euclid's division lemma there is a rule. I already explained you that is Euclid division lemma is what? A is equals to B into Q plus R. So by using lemma we have to find the HCF. So here in this solution we have to follow some steps. I have up to what? Until we will get the remainder is 0. Until we have to follow the some steps. So here I followed 3 steps. So now here we have what we have to do? We have to find HCF of 42 and 455. So solution given A is equals to means here which is the bigger number? 455 is the bigger number. So we have to take this as a dividend. Dividend means what? A. Afterwards the smaller number is what? Divisor. So now step 1. So we have to follow the division rule. So 455 divides 42. So 42 tens are 420. So 455 minus 420 is 35. So now we got here this is dividend, divisor, quotient and remainder. So we have to apply the division lemma. So apply division lemma. A is equals to B into Q plus R. So 455 is equals to 42 into quotient is what? 10 plus the remainder is 35. So here LHS is 455 is equals to 42 into 10 is what? 420 plus 35. So add these two we will get 455. So LHS is equal to RHS. So LHS is equal to RHS means here division lemma is holds good. Likewise, we don't want to follow all the steps means the continuation. We have to apply this like this also. Apply just it is enough. So now this is the next step. Here we did got remainder is 0. So next we have to follow again step 2. So here we have to consider what? Here the dividend is what? We have to consider divisor as a dividend in step 2. In continuous steps, so divisor as a dividend and remainder as a divisor. So next we have to follow again. This is now this in the step 2 it is dividend and this is divisor. So here dividend is what? 42 and divisor is 35. So 35 ones are 35. So here 42 minus 35 that is remainder is what? 7. Likewise apply division lemma. So A is equals to B into Q plus R. So A is what? 42 is equals to 35. Divisor is 35 into quotient is 1. So 35 into 1 plus remainder. So this is applied. Afterwards here also we did got remainder is 0. So we have to follow again third step. So step 3. Here we have to consider what? This is the dividend. Dividend is what? This is divisor. This divisor as a dividend and this remainder as a divisor. So again we have to follow here the again division step. So 35 divides 7. 35. So 7 5s are 35. So remainder is 0. So in third step we got remainder is 0. So here this is the last step and here apply the division lemma. A is equals to B into Q plus R. So here 35 is equals to 7 into 5 plus 0. So here we got the remainder is 0. Then here the HCF is what? So 7 is the HCF. Why means if until the remainder is get 0 then that which divisor is get 0 the remainder is 0 that is only the HCF. So here 7 is the HCF of 42 and 455. So therefore HCF of 42 and 455 is what? 7. Okay. So students here this is the solution of that what? Finding the HCF of 42 and 55. Likewise the same method I given in worksheet. So I given some problems in worksheet. So all of you solve these problems. Okay.
Dear students, Namaste. Today we are going to discuss about a story written by Sri Rabindranath Tagore, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise. You must know Rabindranath Tagore very well. He is the man who has given us the national anthem Jana Gana Mana. He was the first recipient of Nobel Prize for India in 1913 for his work, the collection of poems Geetanjali. Anyway, this particular short story, A Wrong Man in Workers' Paradise, begins like this. There was a man who was very good in painting and drawing, but people considered him as a lazy and waste fellow because according to them painting was not at all a work. One day after his death, the people from the heavens, who were considered as the aerial messengers, came and took him to their world. Accidentally, he was put in such a place that it was the workers' paradise. The very name tells workers' paradise. Paradise means Swarga in Kannada. Exactly, Nandanavana. Nandanavana means full of happiness. So, this was the place, the workers' paradise, means the people who enjoy the work consider it as a paradise, or it was a paradise for them. But our person, this man, who knew no work except the painting, found that place very, very boring, because all the people in that place, young and old alike, were engaged in one or other work all the time. They knew no leisure, they knew no hobbies, they knew no aesthetic values such as the appearance, makeup, etc., etc. So this man, who was nothing to do there, one day he saw a girl who was taking a pitcher to get the water from nearby. He took a pitcher from her. Pitcher means P-I-T-C-H-E-R. P-I-C-T-H-E-R. Pitcher. Picture is different, pitcher is different. Dear students, you must know one thing. There are some words in English which are called as homophones. Homophones means which sound alike but the meanings are different. Sometimes the spellings are also different. Here it is like this, pitcher and picture. P-I-T-C-H-E-R. This is pitcher. So pitcher means, in Kannada we can call it as huji, an earthen pot. So you must know the meaning. Yes, the man who collected earthen pot from her and he started drawing around it. He made a beautiful painting around the pitcher. The girl was amazed to see that. She loved it and she was very happy to see that. The another day, the man made a ribbon for her. He made her to wear the ribbon around her hair. So the people who knew nothing about the appearance, so found this person very interesting. He taught them several things other than the work. So this made the people in the paradise gradually thinking about their appearance, about their hobbies, spending the time with talking others, gossiping, etc., etc. They started finding happiness in that. This made them to neglect their original works or works in the hand. The people who were the elders in that working paradise were very much upset and angry with this man who spoiled the minds of the people over there. One day they called him and told to dismiss from that place. He was ready to go. He packed his luggages and he was about to go. Then the girl who loved his work was also ready to go with him. People over there surprised to see the mindset of that girl. In this way, the lesson ends. The story ends. Now, the point is, what is the view of the author to tell us? See, here there are two extremities. Extremities means two dead ends. One is the man who knew only drawing and not more than that. On the other hand, the people who knew only work, not other than that. So both were not happy because both were engaged only in their work, they knew nothing more than that. So Rabindranath Tagore wanted to tell us two things through this narration. The one is, we should not do anything extreme, overwork or over leisure or over hobbies. Both are dangerous. So both should be balanced. It means we should give time to our work to earn the bread, as well as time to meet our hobbies, to make our life more meaningful. And at the same time, in the beginning, the people considered him as a waste fellow, because they thought this art, drawing and all these aesthetic values, we call it as an aesthetic values or arts, so wasteful. Rabindranath Tagore wanted to tell us that they are not at all wasteful. Means nothing is waste in the world, but it is in our hands how to use it. So at the end of the lesson, the moral or the view of the author is, so we should keep our life balanced. So dear students, it is just a gist of the story. Once when we meet in the classroom, we go in detail of the lesson and the differences of the words, meaning of the words, and I wanted to tell you that you must read the lesson at home and just make the words underline with the pencil that which you feel very difficult, and what is the meaning of it, and how to make the own sentences. This is the way you can learn English. Okay, so this is just, I told you the gist of a wrong man in workers' paradise, and in actual class we will go in detail. So thank you and do well.
ಪ್ರೀತಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಈಗ ನೀವು 9ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸಿ 10ನೇ ತರಗತಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. 10ನೇ ತರಗತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಭಾಷಾ ಕನ್ನಡವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಆ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಭಾಷಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಥಮ ಘಟಕವನ್ನು, ಪ್ರಥಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಾಠದ ಹೆಸರು ಒಣಮರದ ಗಿಳಿ. ಒಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ, ಡ್ರೈ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಮರ ಒಣಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಈ ಒಣ ಮರದ ಮರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮರವನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಒಣ ಮರದ ಗಿಳಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಣ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಗಿಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಪಾಠದ ಅರ್ಥ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಪಾಠವನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಬರೆದ್ರು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕೂಡ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಪಾಠದ ಲೇಖಕರು ಆರ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆರ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅವರ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳು ರಾಮಣ್ಣ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳು ರಾಮಣ್ಣ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅವರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅತಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಆರ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕರೀತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಆರ ಮಿತ್ರ ಅವರು 1931ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಇವರ ಜನನ ಸ್ಥಳ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಜನಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಕೃತಿಗಳಿವೆ. ಯಾವುವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆರತಕ್ಷತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರ ಪ್ರಬಂಧಗಳು, ನಾನೇಕೆ ಕೊರೆಯುತ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಇನ್ನು ಹಲವಾರು ಕೃತಿಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ರಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ, ಇವರಿಗೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವರು ನವರತ್ನ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಇವರು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ ವರ್ಧಮಾನ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಇನ್ನೂ ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇವರು ಹಚ್ಚಿ ವಿಷವನ್ನ ಸವರಿ ಆ ಬಾಣಗಳನ್ನ ತಯಾರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬಾಣ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತಗುಲ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಬಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಪಸರಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಜೀವವನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುಲಭ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಬೇಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ವಿಷ ಸವರಿದ ಬಾಣಗಳನ್ನ ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ದಿನಾನು ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಯಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೇಟೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೋದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜಿಂಕೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಜಿಂಕೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಬೇಟೆಗಾರನಿಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಜಿಂಕೆಯನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಬೇಟೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ದೂರದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಸಮೀಪ ದೂರ ಬರುವಷ್ಟು ಕಾದು ಆ ಬೇಟೆಗಾರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಜಿಂಕೆಯನ್ನೇ ಗುರಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಬಾಣವನ್ನು ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಬಾಣ ಜಿಂಕೆಗೆ ತಲುಪಬೇಕಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಜಿಂಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೋದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅದು ಬಾಣ ಸೀದಾ ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ತಗುಲ್ತದೆ. ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ತಗುಲಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಆ ಬಾಣದ ವಿಷದಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಬಾಣ ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ತಗುಲಿದುದರಿಂದ ಆ ಮರ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಣಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮರ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು ಮೊದಲು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಲ ಪುಷ್ಪ ಭಾರಗಳಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿತ್ತು, ಹಸಿರಿನಿಂದ ಕಂಗೊಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೂಡ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಎರಡನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆಶ್ರಯವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಒಂದು ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ವಿಷ ಸವರಿದ ಬಾಣ ತಗುಲಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಆ ಮರ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಣಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲಿನಿಂದಲೂ ಒಂದು ಗಿಳಿ ವಾಸವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಷ ತಗುಲಿ ರೋಗದಿಂದ, ಅದು ಬಡತನದಿಂದ, ರೋಗ ಬಡತನಗಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಒಣಗಿ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೊದಲು ಗಿಳಿ ಹೇಗೆ ವಾಸವಾಗಿತ್ತೋ ಆ ಒಣ ಮರದಲ್ಲೂ ಆ ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಷದ ಬಾಣ ತಗುಲಿದ್ರೂ ಅದೇ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಗಿಳಿ ವಾಸವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಿರುವಾಗ ಮರ ಒಣಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಗಿಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಹೇಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಯಾವ ಮರ ಹಚ್ಚ ಹಸಿರಾಗಿರ್ತದೋ, ಯಾವ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ್ಣು ಹೂವು ಹಸಿರು ತುಂಬಿದ ಮುದ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷದಿಂದ ವಾಸವಾಗಿರೋದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ. ನಾವು ಒಣಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಮರ ಆ ಗಿಳಿ ಅದೇ ಒಣ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದ್ರ ನೋಡಿ ಗಿಳಿಯನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಗಿಳಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ನೀನು ಇಷ್ಟು ಒಣ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಂದ್ರ ಗಿಳಿಯನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಗ ಗಿಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲಿನಿಂದಲೂ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮರದಲ್ಲೇ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮೊದಲು ಈ ಮರ ನನಗೆ ಆಶ್ರಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮುದ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಂಪಲುಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಈಗ ದುರಾದೃಷ್ಟದಿಂದ ಆ ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಷದ ಬಾಣ ತಗುಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರೋಗ ಬಡತನಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಕಿತ್ತು ತಿಂದು ಈ ಅವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಈ ಮರ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆ ದಿನಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಈ ಮರದಿಂದ ಸುಖವನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈ ದುರಾದೃಷ್ಟವಶಾತ್ ಈ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮರ ಒಣಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಮರವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಿ ಕೃತಜ್ಞನಾಗದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಈ ಮರದ ಒಂದು ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಂತಹ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಪಾಠದ ನೀತಿ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ನಾವು ಉಪಕಾರವನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವೋ ಅವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಮರಿಬಾರದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಸಹಾಯವನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇವರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಸಹಾಯ ಸಿಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವರೇ ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೈ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಬಾರದು. ಉಪಕಾರ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದು ಸಹಕರಿಸಿ ಅವರ ಕಷ್ಟವನ್ನು ದೂರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ತಿಳಿ ಈ ಪಾಠದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಈ ಒಣಮರದ ಗಿಳಿ ಪಾಠದ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಾಂಶವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ.
गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, आज मैं 10वीं कक्षा से संबंधित जो पहला पद्य जो है मैं आप यहाँ मातृभूमि पहला पद्य है, इस मातृभूमि पद्य को मैं पढ़ाता हूँ। तो सबसे पहले भगवती चंद वर्मा, भगवती चंद वर्मा उत्तर प्रदेश के 1903 के अंदर उनका जन्म होता है और उन्नाव जिले के शेखपुर में हुआ। और इसके बाद में और वे नव विचार और नवजीवन के पत्रिका के संपादक रहे हैं और वे उन्होंने आकाशवाणी केंद्र में कार्य किया है और वे इन्हें चित्रलेखा नाम पर चित्रलेखा पर 2 बार फिल्म का निर्माण हुआ है और वे इन्हें भूले बिसरे नामक एक उपन्यास पर इन्हें साहित्यिक अकादमी पुरस्कार मिला और वे 5 अक्टूबर 1981 में इनका देहांत हुआ। ये उनका कवि परिचय है और यहाँ पर हम उनके ये जो पहले पंक्ति के अंदर जो भगवती चंद वर्मा, मैं आपको यहाँ पर मातृभू शत बार प्रणाम, अमरों की जननी तुमको शत बार प्रणाम, मातृभू शत बार प्रणाम, तेरे गुण में शयाति गांधी बुद्ध और राम, मात्र तेरे गुण में शयाति बुद्ध और राम है, मातृभू शत बार। इस पंक्ति के अंदर कवि सबसे पहले ये यहाँ की मातृभूमि की विशेषता के बारे में जानकारी बच्चों को दे रहे हैं। तो यहाँ पर है कोटि यानी शत मतलब कोटि बार प्रणाम, कोटि बार प्रणाम कर रहा है इस मातृभूमि को कवि। और उसके बाद में फिर ये अमरों की जननी है, जो मृत्यु होने के बाद भी क्या है, ये अमर रहने वाली धरती है। ऐसे अमर रहने वाली धरती को कोटि नमस्कार करता हूँ, प्रणाम करता हूँ, इस प्रकार से कवि कह रहा है। इसके बाद में फिर तेरे सीने के अंदर माँ उर मतलब सीना जो होता है, इस तेरे सीने के अंदर है माँ गांधी जैसे और बुद्ध जैसे राम जैसे महान व्यक्ति बसे हैं माँ। इस प्रकार से माँ को, इस मातृभूमि को, धरती को भगवती चंद वर्मा प्रशंसा कर रहा है। और उसके बाद में दूसरे हरे भरे खेत हैं सुहाने, फल फूलों से वन उपवन से तेरे अंदर भरा हुआ है खनिजों का व्यापक कितना धन। यानी इस धरती की विशेषता के बारे में, इस धरती की जो विशेषता है, जो हमारे यहाँ के खेत हरे भरे हैं, सुहाने हैं और हरियाली है और यहाँ व्यापक रूप से लोहा, तांबा, सोना आदि बहुत से, इसे सोने की चिड़िया भी कहते हैं, यहाँ पर चंदन का आगर भी कहते हैं। ये इतना फूलों से भरा हुआ है, वनों से भरा हुआ है, हरियाली है। इस तरह से दूसरे पंक्ति में कवि कह रहा है। और उसके बाद माँ क्या कर रही है, मुक्त हस्त से धन धाम खनिज दौलत सब कुछ बांट रही है। माँ यहाँ पर क्या कर रही है, यहाँ पर अपने क्या है, यहाँ पर धन दौलत सब कुछ बांट रही है, यानी माँ की प्रशंसा कर रहा है। और यहाँ पर सुख संपत्ति सभी दे रही है माँ क्या कर रही है, सभी क्या है, भारतवासियों को सुख संपत्ति सब कुछ दे रही। इतना समृद्ध है हमारा राज्य राष्ट्र, इसलिए यहाँ पर। और तीसरे पंक्ति के अंदर कवि क्या कहता है, यहाँ पर देखिए, एक हाथ में न्याय का पताका है, ज्ञान दीप दूसरे हाथ में है, जग का रूप बदल दे माँ, गूंज उठे जय जय नाद, सकल नगर और राम, मातृभू शत बार प्रणाम। यानी कवि तीसरे स्टांजे में कह रहा है, एक हाथ में न्याय का पताका है, पताका मतलब झंडा, यानी जो राष्ट्रीय झंडा होता है, और दूसरे हाथ में ज्ञान का दीप है माँ, और तेरे अंदर और सारे जग के रूप को बदल दे माँ। कभी क्या कर रहा है, सारे जग के रूप को बदल दे माँ, इस तरह से कह रहा है। और कोटि कोटि लोग तेरे साथ हैं, हम तेरे साथ हैं, यहाँ के लोग तेरे साथ हैं, इस तरह से कह रहा है। गूंज उठे जय हिंद का नारा, सारे देश के अंदर, सारे भारत के अंदर जय जय हिंद का नारा गूंज उठे माँ। इस प्रकार से कवि भगवती चरण वर्मा तीसरे पंक्ति के अंदर कहते हैं। और सकल नगर और ग्राम के अंदर मातृभूषण शब्द बार करना, यानी सारे सकल नगर में, ग्राम में, नगर में, हर जगह तेरा ही नारा गूंज उठे माँ। इस प्रकार से कवि यहाँ पर ये मातृभूमि कविता के अंदर कहते हैं। इस कविता का उद्देश्य क्या है, यानी कवि भगवती चरण वर्मा इस कविता में देश की संपत्ति की विशेषता के बारे में और बच्चों के मन में देशभक्ति की भावनाएं जागृत करने के लिए ये कविताएं यहाँ पर उसने लिखी है। थैंक यू बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, ये हमारा इस पाठ का सारांश है। थैंक यू।
Start.
Hi students. Now I am going to discuss about the first chapter of the history division. The first chapter of the history division is advent of Europeans to India. Advent means entry, arrival. In this chapter, you are going to learn about the four important topics. First one, the trade and commerce relationship between India and Europe. Second topic is in this chapter is arrival of the Europeans. For your kind information, Europeans are nothing but only for English, Dutch, French, Portuguese, etc. And third one is Carnatic wars. And next topic in this chapter, the dual government. Next topic is Battle of Plassey, Battle of Plassey. Shall I start first two topics of this lesson? First one is, my friends, arrival of Europeans. The trade and commerce relationship between India developed since from ancient period. There was a great demand for the Indian spices like pepper, ginger, cardamom, etc. So here one important thing is Constantinople. The modern nation Istanbul is known as Constantinople. The Arab travelers purchased the Indian goods from India and they sold out to the European merchants. The Constantinople is the center of the Asia and Europe. The Arabs gained monopoly over the Asian trade. Same time, the Italian merchants gained the monopoly over the European trade. So Constantinople is popularly called as gateway of Europe. But unfortunately, in 1453, the Turks occupied the Constantinople. The Turks closed the land route between Asia and Europe, and because of that reason, the Europeans find out the new sea routes to India. Because of that reason, in 1498, Vasco da Gama, famous Portuguese traveler, left the Lisbon. He reached Calicut, Kapadu, one of the seacoasts of Kerala. He reached Calicut. Thus, the dreams of the Europeans to reach the India came to true. So afterwards, in first Portuguese established their trade centers in India. Almeida, he implemented blue water policy. Blue water policy referred about the gained the monopoly over the sea trade. Next, Albuquerque came after Almeida. He was the real founder of the French East India Company. He established the French East India Company in 1664. Next, British East India Company established in 1600. Next, in 1613, Jahangir gave permission to establish the trade centers at Goa, Ahmedabad, Bhuj, etc. And next, in 1617, Sir Thomas Flow came from England to India. He got the permission to to establish the trading centers all over the India. So Goa became the main trade centers of India. Finally, Dutch also came to India, but they are unable to compete with the British. So they concentrate their mind towards the Southeast Asian countries, Malaya, Java, Sumatra, etc. Finally, the British gained the monopoly over India. They waged 4-3 Carnatic wars along with the French. So let us start discussing about the Carnatic wars which fought between the English and French in the next class. Thank you, Wanda. Students, today I am going to explain about the second part of the first lesson, the advent of Europeans to India. In this class, you are going to learn about the 3 Carnatic wars waged between French and British. In previous class already you came to know that the Portuguese, French, Dutch and English established their trading center in India. But finally the Portuguese and Dutch people unable to compete with the French and British. So finally the British and French remained political power in India. So to establish political power in India, there were 3 Carnatic wars waged between the British and French. Let us start the first Carnatic war. The first Carnatic war started in 1746 up to 48. This war fought between the British and French. In this war, due to request of the duplex, Lord Bourbonnais captured the Madras. At this time, the British sought the help from the Anwaruddin. Anwaruddin was Nawab of Carnatic. Dear students, Carnatic is one of the most important place that located in Tamil Nadu. This Carnatic located in the eastern part of Tamil Nadu. Look at this map of India. Here, this one eastern coastal area, this one western coastal area. Here in Tamil Nadu, Carnatic is situated. Anwaruddin was now of Carnatic. The British sought the help from the Anwaruddin. Anwaruddin failed to defeat the French. Finally, Lord Bourbonnais took huge money from the British and went to Mauritius. So the first Carnatic war came to an end. Now I am going to explain about the second Carnatic war. Second Carnatic war also fought between British and French. This war began in 1749. It was continued till the 1764. In the second Carnatic war, Sarwar Jung was Nawab of Hyderabad. In other side, the Robert Clive, British military commander, captured the Arcot. Arcot was the capital city of the Carnatic. So finally, Robert Clive defeated the Chanda Sahib, and the Robert Clive gained political power in Carnatic area. So next war is third Carnatic war. The third Carnatic war fought between the same groups between the British and French. The third Carnatic war started in 1756. It was continued till the 1763. During the time of third Carnatic war, Count B. Nali was military head of the French. He declared the war against British. At the same time, Sir Harcourt was capable military head of the British. In 1760, Count B. Nali tried to occupy the Vandiwash, which is one of the most important place, but he was failed. He was defeated by Sir Harcourt. In this way, the British gained political supremacy by waging the 3 Carnatic wars in South India. And finally, after these three Carnatic wars, the British gained supreme power in the field of India. And now, so after the three Carnatic wars, let us study about the Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey is considered one of the major war waged between the British and local kings, Siraj ud Dowla. At the time of 1757, Siraj ud Dowla was Nawab of Bengal. During the British period, Bengal was one of the most important, enormous, well-contained states. So the British tried to establish their supremacy over the Bengal. Siraj ud Dowla refused to political supremacy of the British. Finally, my students, in 1757, the British declared war against the Siraj ud Dowla. We can see three major causes of the Battle of Plassey. First one is misuse of dustaks. Dear students, dastak means permission letters issued by the Siraj ud Dowla to carry the business in Bengal area. But unfortunately, these dastaks were misused by the British officers. The misuse of the dastaks caused the great loss of the treasury in Bengal. So, misuse of dastaks was first major cause of the Battle of Plassey. The second cause, mending of fort. Without permission of the Siraj ud Dowla, the British consolidated means made it power. So they started to repair the forts of Calcutta. Siraj ud Dowla strongly opposed the activities of the illegal activity of the British. And third cause of the Battle of Plassey. Dear students, your concentration please here. Black Room tragedy. Black Room tragedy is one of the most major cause of the Battle of Plassey. What is the sequence of the Battle of Plassey? Means Black Room tragedy. What is the importance, historical importance of the Black Room tragedy? Listen carefully. Siraj ud Dowla arrested and imprisoned 146 British officials in a small black room. This black room is so very dangerous room, and 146 British officials arrested and imprisoned. Out of 146 members, 143 British officials murdered, killed in the Black Room tragedy without food and water, air also. So because of this Black Room tragedy, my students, British army enraged due to the Siraj ud Dowla. So finally, in 1757, British army completely defeated the Siraj ud Dowla in the Battle of Plassey. By winning the Battle of Plassey, the British still became more powerful political supreme powers in Bengal area. Next, Battle of Buxar. This Battle of Buxar events I will continue in the next class. Thank you.